Welcome back to Guru Beauty. I am Jody and I have been busy lately at the local Chanel counter. Yes, they actually have had quite a few different collections come out recently, and I thought that I would bundle it all up in one video for you. Most recently launching here in Australia on April 2nd is the new Dimensions collection. There's a couple of eyeshadow quads that I have to show you, 2 out of the 3 that were launched. Also a couple of the lovely new eyeshadow crowns. They've also released a new mascara and some skincare I'll share with you. And then I also wanted to share with you all of the shades of the new Chanel lipsticks. These ones are called the Rouge Coco Stylos. And then there's finally a couple of products as well that launched back in January with the LA Sunrise collection that I don't think I've shared with you yet, and I think they are still on counter. So I've got quite a bit to get through today, all of it Chanel. If you are a fan or you're interested in luxury makeup or learning a little bit more about what is out from Chanel, definitely keep on watching. I will start now with the Dimensions collection. As I said, this has launched in Australia on April 2nd. It may have different release dates internationally. I will start with the eyeshadow quads. There were 3 that were released. The one that featured a brilliant sort of electric blue I did not purchase, but the 2 that I bought were this one here. This one's untouched. I have not tried this one yet. It's called the Tisse Dimensions, and we've got a really lovely soft pinky shade here, a nicer deep purple. That one builds okay on swatching, and then a pearly kind of creamy white shade, and then this one is just gorgeous. It's like a greeny grey ultra shimmery shade. The swatch is beautiful. It's very pigmented. My girls were shopping with me and we all gasped when we swatched that shade. So really excited to actually try that one on my eyes. This actually reminds me of an eyeshadow version of the Illusion d'Ombre in Epatante. That was one of the original shades launched. Beautiful quad, definitely check that one out. And then the quad that I'm actually wearing on my eyes today is this little quad. This is one definitely for you neutral Chanel lovers. This is the Tisse Essentielle 266, and I'm sure my French accent there is inadequate, but that's okay. Beautiful neutral shades there. We don't have anything in terms of, you know, glitter or shimmer, just relatively, I guess I'll call it like a luminous matte. Chanel has like a lovely luminous matte type formulation, but a beautiful range of just neutral shades. I'm wearing that for a very simple eye look today. Something that I'm very, very excited about is their new mascara. I am a huge fan of Chanel mascaras, and until recently it was the Le Volume de Chanel mascara that was my favorite. It built beautifully. I felt like it gave length and thickness. It also gave separation, but this is going to give it a run for its money. It was described to me on counter as Le Volume de Chanel on steroids. This is the Dimensions de Chanel mascara. They have actually launched it in Noir, the black shade, which I have, and also in a blue shade. I have not tried it. I have not sampled the blue shade at all, but the black, I'm wearing it today. Wow, it's going to give some of my favorites a run for their money. Today's use was the very, very first use. Often these volumizing mascaras, for me, need a couple of weeks of what I term seasoning. Once you open it, it's sort of exposed to oxygen, and I feel like they're not necessarily at their highest maximum potential in terms of volumizing. But this one, upon very first use today, very, very, very impressive. So definitely go out and check it out if you like those more thickening mascaras that do add length, thickening and definition. What I really liked about this mascara is I could just keep on going back. I could layer. I think I put on 3 or 4 layers today just to see how it would build, and then I could still, even a couple of minutes passing, I could still get my, you know, metal eyelash comb through the lashes. I think this is going to be a great one for those of you who like thickening voluminous mascaras. They have also launched a new line of Stylo eyeshadows. These are Fresh Effect eyeshadows, and they were described to me as new, brand new formulation, but I remember seeing these on counter at a David Jones a few months ago. I got the L'Oreal Rose Fresh Effect eyeshadow crown. So I'm not sure if they are brand new or not, but they have launched brand new at my counter at Maya, and they had, I think, 5 different shades. They had a lovely browny shimmery shade. They had a pinky type shade, and I can't remember what the other shade was. I think it was a blue. It was like a deep blue with sort of shimmery blue particles. I picked up these 2. I have first of all the Fresh Effect eyeshadow in 197 Vert Gris, and I loved that this was again that kind of greeny, grey, shimmery, lovely shade for a smoky eye with a difference. And then I also got their sort of champagne-y shade. This one looked beautiful. It's called the 157 Beige Doré. Finally, they're also adding to their Hydra Beauty skincare line. Now, any experience that I've had with Chanel skincare has just been through samples. I don't think I've ever bought a full-size Chanel product. It is a very expensive line of skincare. It feels like absolute luxury to use, whether it's from the Lift line, the Hydra Beauty line, or anything else. You know, you've got fragrance, which I really like. I feel like it adds to the luxury of a product. You've got lovely packaging. You've got products that just feel rich or just silky and really lovely to use. And the 2 products that they've added to the Hydra Beauty range that have just launched are, first of all, the Hydra Beauty Flash, an instantly hydrating, perfecting balm. Comfort, even skin texture, and radiance. It contains water followed by glycerin, butylene glycol, hydrogenated coconut oil, shea butter, jojoba esters, moringa oil, hydrogenated moringa oil esters, camellia kissy seed oil, methyl methacrylate cross polymer, sodium polycrylate. So definitely looking at this, we've got a sort of high oil, shea butter type ingredient list. This might not be something that you would wear every day. It's something maybe just for special occasions, just to give you that really hydrated flash, you know, balm base under your makeup. So really interesting. I really can't wait to give that a try. It's pretty intriguing. And then they've also added a micro gel for the eyes to the Hydra Beauty line. This is called the Hydra Beauty Micro Gel Intense Smoothing Hydration Eye Gel. And what they say on the side of this box is that it's advanced moisture and protection eye care, youthful radiance, anti-puffiness, and anti-dark circles. I'm sure Chanel will continue to not disappoint on the skincare line. So that is everything that launched with the Dimensions range that I purchased. There was a couple of other items, including an eyebrow duo palette, 2 powders side by side, 2 different shades, Universelle. It was a lighter brown, a darker brown. It did seem fairly cool, but I just chose not to pick that one up. I have a lot of eyebrow products, and I don't know, I wasn't terribly excited to try the Chanel eyebrow palette, but that is out in a little duo. I think that was everything that I saw in the Dimensions line. Now, I also want to share with you just the items that I got from the LA Sunrise collection back in January, because I do believe that they are still available on counter. First up, a little Illusion d'Ombre to add to my collection in the shade Moonlight Pink. And these are really sort of cushiony, spongy eyeshadow creams that set to a very, 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 very long wearing finish on the eye. I really love them. The Moonlight Pink is just a very sort of subtle shade, very, very nice for daytime. You could use it all alone, all over the lid, and just go with a bit of mascara. You could use it as an eyeshadow base as well. It's not particularly shimmery like some of the original Illusion d'Ombres. A lovely everyday type shade. Just make sure that you do close the lid so it doesn't dry out. And then I also picked up this one. I definitely know that my counter still has some of these. This is a lovely little blush palette from Chanel. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's called the Sunkissed Ribbon Blush Harmony. 5 different shades in here. I am wearing it today, but I blended it out quite a bit for a more subtle finish, but this is actually quite a pigmented blush. So you've got all these 5 different shades. Now, some people may say, oh, you know what, that little corner of pink is just too small for me to get a brush into. The idea is that you generally wear them all together and you're going to get a lovely, generally pink wash to the cheeks, but I still use like a large tapered face brush to get into this palette. I still absolutely love it, but I will just concentrate my brush on this corner if I'm after something peachier. I'll put it on this corner if I'm after something a little bit more fuchsia. I'll put it in this corner if I'm after something a little bit rosier, or just focus on the middle there, which has that sort of tanny shade and that light pink shade. I feel like it's a versatile palette. whilst the shapes and the sizes of the different shades mean that you would never go into just that one shade because of the pattern, it is a beautiful palette. I really, really like it. For those of you who do like more vibrant blushes that you can still blend out, but they will give you a good color payoff, this is a really nice one for you. So definitely go and check that one out at the counter before they are all gone. And I've got to say, I certainly just love that embossed ribbon effect on the powder. Chanel just does packaging beautifully. Moving on now to the lip collection. They did launch 7 shades of the Rouge Coco Stylo Complete Care lip shines. These are very, very pigmented, very, very buttery. But before I go there, at the same time, they also released 3 new shades of lipstick. I got the Rouge Coco in 458 Marlene, and this is just a little bit more pigmented than the Rouge Coco Shines. Still got a shiny sort of balmy type effect, just a beautiful everyday rosy neutral. Onto the Chanel Rouge Coco Stylo Complete Care lip shines. They did release 7 new shades. They come in a longer tube, more similar to a gloss than a lipstick. You snap off the cap and you've actually got a clickable mechanism at the bottom that just sort of releases more and more lip color the more clicks that you do. You cannot retract it back down, so you don't want to go too crazy with that. And these actually pack quite a bit of pigment for something that feels so sort of buttery on the lips. They actually remind me quite a bit of the Revlon lip butters that were released several years ago. They, as I said, have quite a bit of pigment, but they just feel very buttery. They're certainly not drying. They're certainly not, wet or sticky on the lips. They just have a very smooth, sort of silicone-y, buttery type feel on the lips. I really like them as a nice alternative to like a lip gloss or a lip balm, and I find that as they sort of wear off, they wear off very evenly, but they will also leave a bit of a stain. This is the one that I'm wearing today. It's the lightest shade of the 7. It's 202 Conte, and it's probably showing up a little bit darker on my lips than the actual shade itself. I'm wearing the Chanel lip liner in Nude underneath, but we have Conte. The next shade is 204 Article, I think is how you say it. And this is a sort of more tangerine-y, peachy, corally type shade. Peachy coral. It's a peachy coral shade is how I would describe it. It's really lovely and pigmented, and a really lovely shade for those of you who like those kinds of corally type shades. I will move on to 206. This is called Histoire, a sort of pinky based red. This definitely will wear down to a bit of a stain on your lips. A great one for those of you sort of everyday red lovers. Then we have 208 Roman. This was my daughter Lily's favorite. It's more of a sort of magenta type lipstick, a bright pink. I like the way that one wears down. Then we are moving on to 212 Receipt. And Receipt is a darker shade. It's more of a berry shade. This would be a really, really nice fall color. It's just a really lovely berry shade. I think a lot of you will like that for fall. And then the final 2 shades, we have 214 in Message. And Message, if I'm pronouncing it right, it's similar to 212 Receipt, but it is a little bit more red. It's more of a red berry, I guess, a pinky red berry. And then the Receipt is more of a purpley type berry, if that makes sense, more of a wine berry. And then the final shade we have here is 216 Lettre, if that's how you pronounce it. And that shade is also another one for you neutral lovers. It's just a little bit darker than that first pink. It's just a lovely smoky rosy shade, very, very pigmented for something that feels so balmy, as I said. But I think that you'll quite enjoy these. Now they do cost quite a bit, and I know when Temptalia reviewed these lip sticks, the one thing she said was just, from a value perspective, it's quite a costly product, and she felt like, you do have that natural tendency to just swipe and re-swipe, and you do notice, because it's clickable by segment type thing, you do notice that you're wearing the lipstick down. I don't mind. I want to go through my lipsticks. I like using my lipsticks, so I don't mind that at all. But if you like those sort of pigmented, balmy, buttery type lipsticks that will dry down to a stain, I think that you'll really enjoy the Rouge Coco Stylo Complete Care Lipshines. Definitely go and check those out. So that is everything that I picked up from Chanel recently that you too will be able to find on counter. If not right now, then I'm sure very, very soon. I purchased all of my Chanel products from my local Maya. I hope you Chanel lovers have found something new that might tickle your fancy. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a beautiful day. Please don't forget, you are absolutely gorgeous, whether you wear Chanel, whether you wear makeup, anything else, you are absolutely beautiful. But you know what? It is one thing to look at and wear all of this beautiful makeup, but it is so much more important to be it. So get out there and make the world a better place with all of your beauty shining through. Have yourself a gorgeous day. Thank you for watching. See you again really soon. Mwah. Bye.